the richness.
I always like that richness, boy.
The richness of the audio with which we've hit you this week.
Hey guys,
What's
what's
up?
up? Welcome to Infinity Times Infinity Studios. We are here with another great live stream. Today, we're going to do a lot of awesome stuff. First of all, it's the SSL Fusion chain into SSL SiX insert. And then we're going to premiere our video of Marisa singing an amazing song. What was that song again? What is it called?
It's called Wish I Knew You by the Revivalists.
Right, Wish I Knew You by the Revivalists. And we are here today with our boy from the Fishing Vortex.
Yes, sir. We're back.
Yes, sir.
Back again.
It's always good to have you.
Back from within the vortex. Welcome back.
That's right. What have you been up to?
School mostly.
School.
Schooling
Nice.
hard.
You're schooling fools.
Of course, always.
Always. Schooling fools on the court. Okay, got it. So anyway, our stream is going to be really awesome today. We're going to start out with the video premiere with Marisa, and this song we have been working on quite often for the last week, right, Dan?
Yeah, you saw on the stream last week as well that we kind of gave you a preview of what you'd be hearing in this, because she sang this tune in the a cappella form that she was singing before, both in the vocal booth and out here in the live room. So you may recall last week was a comparison between the vocal sound out here in the live room on Master Phil's mic, specifically there, the Audio-Technica AT2050 multi-pattern large diaphragm condenser microphone.
Yep, on my microphone. And what we're really wondering is, did you guys hear the difference? Was there?
Yeah. Tell us in the comments this week or last week, if you want to go check that out, whether you can hear in your listening situation, whether that's your computer speakers, or if you can put on some headphones is what we'd recommend, or some better speakers where you can really kind of discern good from not good and so forth, because hearing the room requires that you hear subtle amounts of what amounts to reverb, right? Room reverberation, because a live room, that's what a live room is adding, right? The live sound is the room reverberating.
Right, and Marisa was singing a cappella.
Yeah, she just sang it straight up off the dome with no music or anything, both in here and in the vocal booth.
Right.
So I could tell only on my monitor speakers. I listened to it 3 different times. Honestly, I'll say personally, I couldn't tell very well, with anything but my monitor speakers. Did you listen?
Could tell a difference, at least a slight difference, and I watched it on a TV, but it did have surround sound. So I had
going through the stereo, right?
Pretty good way to listen to it, and I could tell a small difference.
All right.
Well, that's good.
Hey, that's something.
Out there. If you're out there, check out that stream, okay, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, it contains a very talented musician, and she's about to be in this premiere in this video that you're about to see here.
She somehow managed to steal the show again, and she's not even here.
Yeah, she's going to be the main focus again without her presence actually even here. So
absolutely. And out there in the YouTubes and Twitch world, like, it seems like Twitch is blowing up. Thank you for checking out the video.
Yeah, our Twitch got a bunch more views this week than the YouTube, so that's kind of cool. It's kind of like weird because it's not normal for that to be the case. Usually the YouTube gets more. But that's a good sign, because that means all my Twitches is checking us out. So word up to my Twitches, as well as a word up to my YouTublets once again this week.
Thank you for that. Okay, so without further ado, maybe we'll just show this thing. And
yeah, you're going to have to switch away from me for a second, though, so I can,
okay, will do. Okay.
So I can load us up on that shit.
All right, so it's just me now.
It is?
It's just me and you guys now.
Yeah.
And so...
Okay, so now I'm going to go to Cam 4, go to QuickTime. No, I'm not going to go to QuickTime. I suck.
So So anyway, this is Marisa, the video. We're going to talk about some of the things we used in the video. Mostly about how Dan is finishing out the audio, and that's why SSL Fusion chain into SSL SiX. And basically, next week I'm going to talk about what I did in Adobe Premiere Pro, what I did with story blocks, some of the new things that After Effects has and Premiere. So
some of the things that he did specifically on this video,
specifically
we may
for this
talk
video.
about. We may pull this up and talk about that at that time.
Right.
And so basically next week's the video portion of this thing, and this week's the audio portion after we check this thing out.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. So are you guys ready for this? Are y'all ready? Let's go ahead and do this thing here. Okay. It's in. Okay, this is the first screen. Go for it.
Cool. Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Action.
You shine like a star. You know who you are. You're everything beautiful. She's hot, hot like the sun. The loneliest one. Still everything beautiful. Well, I'll be goddamn. Standing at my door. Stayed up in the city till the stars lost the war. So Friday night. Holy Ghost, take me to your level. Show me the one I need the most. I need the most. I wish I knew you when I was young. Could've got so high. Now we're here, it's been so long. Two strangers in the bright light. Oh, I hope you don't mind. We can share my room, yeah. Two strangers in the bright lights. I wish I knew you. I wish I knew you. Oh, I wish I knew you when I was young. Truth is all that you need. You bury that seed for everything beautiful. And that sound comes from the underground to all inside you now. For everything beautiful. What you running from? They got you on the run. Oh, so Friday night. Holy Ghost, take me to your level. Show me the one I need the most. I need the most. I wish I knew you when I was young. Could've got so high. Now we're here, it's been so long. Two strangers in the bright lights. Oh, I hope you don't mind. We can share my moon, yeah. Two strangers in the bright lights. I wish I knew you. I wish I knew you. Oh, I wish I knew you when I was young. Maybe we could share my mood. Maybe we could share my mood. Maybe we could share my I wish I knew you when I It's 11:11.
Yeah. Let's Shutterstock stuff. All right. How about that shit, huh?
Okay.
Holy
and
shit.
we are back.
And we
What's
are.
going on, guys? Hello. What did y'all think about that? Please put it in the comments.
I
Marisa
mean,
did an amazing job.
That
What do you
was
think?
my first time listening to the finished version, and that was, in my opinion, better than the original song.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can you change that fourth
Yes.
quadrant over there? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, it's gonna show though.
yeah, it's all right.
You have it
I changed
black
back to
there?
me. I changed back
Oh,
to me.
okay.
Okay, so the recording, she we went into the whisper room and she just nailed these two versions of this, just bam bam back to back.
Yeah.
You know?
That was basically like there was a warm-up take that was happening that wasn't videoed, and only the last half of the audio was actually recorded of that as well. And then there were two takes after that, and both of those takes were nailed so amazingly that that's the final product we get out of that.
Yeah.
And I didn't even do any alignment on any of it.
I know.
She was just so perfectly on time that alignment isn't even really necessary.
Right.
I decided that whatever misalignment was there was better for dimension
Mm-hmm.
than
Yeah.
fully tightly aligning them.
Right.
So that's essentially what you're going for when you're layering vocals is just some thickening or some doubling, whichever one you're after, right? So
Right.
we essentially in the choruses had doubles of those, and then in the last chorus there was actually a third version of Reese in there as well, but it was subtle. It was center pan main vocal, and then the two sides at a 25% pan around those two for that final chorus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it was kind of like thick wide bar of sound coming at you for vocal on that last pass of the chorus.
Right. That's awesome. So let's go into the content of the SSL Fusion chain. What are we doing here exactly with the SSL Fusion chain into the SSL SiX?
Well, that's an excellent question, sir. I'm so glad you asked.
Okay.
You may recall, those of you who are hardcore viewers of this show, that we did a show about incorporating the SSL SiX. I think we called it SSL SiX workflow or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we showed you a piece of hardware on the main channel insert of that SSL SiX at that time. It wasn't the Fusion yet, I don't think. So since then, we've added a couple of master bus processing units to the studio here, specifically the SSL Fusion and the Rupert Neve Designs Portico 2 master bus processor, the MBP as they like to call it. And basically the Rupert Neve box is an insert in the Fusion, and the Fusion's outs are routed to the warm audio bus compressor that's modeled after the SSL bus comp. So in the chain that we're referring to in the title, the chain from the Fusion that is on an insert on the SSL SiX also has two other compressors inserted into the Fusion after the Fusion, right? So the Fusion by itself can't be heard in our arrangement without the warm audio being on, because the outs going in out of the Fusion are going into the warm audio, and then the warm audio outs are going back into the sound card.
Okay.
So we can basically either choose to go just Fusion and warm audio bus comp, or we can do just Fusion and Rupert Neve master bus processor, but with the warm audio bus comp bypassed,
Okay.
but still in the chain.
But still in the chain.
It's just bypassed.
Right.
So it won't be adding anything in that circumstance. So what we did before this stream and why we weren't on at the normal time. Oh, yes, we were. We were on at 10 o'clock sharp. You can't see a
We're always on
timestamp.
at 10 o'clock sharp.
It was perfect, again, as usual.
Thank you for being there.
Yeah, thanks for waiting patiently like you're waiting by the phone in the 80s for us to call your ass, for us to come on, because I'm sure you wouldn't have waited 2 hours and 21 minutes today
Right.
if that were the case.
Well, so what we've run into a couple of different things where it's all about basically chaining the compressors together, right?
Yeah, what we were doing before this stream and what I was saying before I trailed off in an incoherent babble was that I was trying to apply these master bus processors to this song that I've pressed that has her singing onto the instrumental. And so since the instrumental is basically already a finished track, it's difficult to get her voice to meld in there well as compared to what it would be like if this were a rough mix that she was in. So what we heard there in the video that we played for the premiere there was the software version of my summing bus for processing. So it had the SSL G bus comp in UA software form, as well as the Oxford limiter. So that's kind of the software version. And now we'll be trying to beat that in the hardware version to add to those visuals you just saw to improve the sound aspect there.
Aha, so that is interesting because we kind of did this last time. We kind of did this comparison where she was singing outside of the whisper room and then inside of the whisper room, and now we're basically taking it like into the hardware aspect where it's like, okay, so we have the software version, and now we're going to see if we can beat it with the hardware versions of it.
Yeah, so just like we had the comparison between Vocal Booth and Live Room, now we're going to have the comparison between software sound version in the video and hardware sound version in the video once we upload the video.
Cool.
By itself.
Yeah.
So then we can check this stream and listen to that.
Yeah.
Although that will be going through the Leisure Comp, Behringer's version of an LA2A that's on the master bus on this mixer. But that's at very mild settings, and it shouldn't really affect, once the streaming compression and all the streaming conversion stuff has happened, as long as you're viewing it in 1080p, it should be essentially indistinguishable from what it would have been if I had uploaded it just with the software version of it on there.
Right.
So, unfortunately, we didn't upload the video prior to this stream because I attempted to beat myself, and I thought I had done so, but then after having listened to it a few times, I realized that I had added too much energy in the high and mid-high area by having compressed twice. So we were going through the Fusion with a high-frequency compressor as well as the stereo sound field aspect, and then we were going through the Neve with about a 1.5 to 1 and a little bit of threshold on that, and then also going through the warm audio bus comp at a 1.5 to 1 with the minimum threshold possible.
Right.
So those two layers of compression may have kind of overcooked things and got it to be a little too agitating. It sounded a bit fatiguing. It gave me an ear fatigue feel after 3 plays. So I feel like that may be a problem or it may not, but once you have that happen as an audio engineer, my best advice to you out there who are watching, who are audio engineers, is take a break. You have to reset your perception system such that it is capable of discerning more subtle differences again. So if you've listened to the same thing 3 times and you're trying to do something that's subtle for an adjustment on it, you probably won't get it done in a way that's very meaningful compared to if you were a little more fresh on it.
Right. And that's the same thing with video as well. Like I was doing the video and I was like just sitting there looking at these tiny little details and thinking like, you know, you get inside your head and sometimes you're thinking like, is this good or not? Like I don't even know. Like at some point, like you just get lost in the sauce is what we like to say. lost in the sauce.
Yeah, it's hard not to get lost in the sauce after you've been at it for a while doing a project like this, whether it's with video editing or audio editing. Frankly, our jobs in editing terms are very similar. We've talked about this many times on the stream, but basically, editing often involves minute details, right? A lot of detail-oriented work, and so it's when you get lost in the sauce. It's another way of saying like you can't see the forest for the trees, or you've lost the details. You know, the big picture has been lost by focusing on microscopic details. All those sorts of things are all basically the same way of saying the same thing, which is that if you have done something for too long, your concentration, your focus is lost.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're trying to do like we call it the last 5% of quality that we're adding there at the end, right? Because we want to get it over 90% of the way, just all the way in the beginning, essentially, right? So then what we're doing from the time we've got our first mix down to the time we've called our last mix down a final mix down, or a final video mix, or a final cut of anything. It's just kind of sheen. We're adding details. We're adding whatever we can figure out to incrementally improve it.
Right.
And hopefully only slightly by that time.
By tiny little margins at that point.
Right.
Like you know, it's like squeezing a lemon. You don't like you just want to squeeze the juice out. You don't want to get all the pulp and the seeds in there.
Yeah. Once you start with like a press that's doing crazy stuff, then you got lemon rind and whatnot.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to the press.
We're not trying to press it that.
We do some hand squeeze shit up in here. You know what I'm saying? We're hand squeezing.
We're hand squeezing. Okay. Josh, you got anything on this? On the hand squeezing?
Do you enjoy the purity of hand squeezed juice versus juice that has seeds in it because it's been over squeezed?
Right.
There you go.
He
There you
says
go.
Yes. Okay.
Confirmation achieved.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Do you concur?
So what? So are we going to show them like some stuff? Like,
Hey, we got 4 people watching
show
us
them
on
things?
YouTube.
We got
What's
some
up?
YouTube-
What's up, my YouTubers?
What's up? How's it hanging?
Nobody
Write
said
something
anything
down in
yet,
the
though.
comments.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
And,
cool. Thanks for
we'll give
joining
you a
us,
shout
y'all.
out. What's your channel?
Yeah, you want to plug your channel? We'll do it. We'll read whatever you write up there.
Okay.
So don't write anything
And
pornographical.
we know it's not the fishing vortex because the fishing vortex is here.
Yeah.
I'm right here. I'm viewing on Twitch right here.
Okay.
So it's not me on
We're all
YouTube.
here. We're all here.
Yeah.
Um,
We definitely do exist. I'm almost sure.
Oh yeah, we exist. Infinity-Studios.com. Go there. There's a lot of great content there. We got Roscoe's grandchild. We've got Ethan Loomis, right? We got, all sorts of stuff leading up to this point. I feel like this video that we just put out is like pinnacle stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, all this feels like it's been built upon, right? Like it's cumulative rather than some episodic sort of a thing. And each time we do another project, our goal, to be quite frank, is to beat our last attempt, right? So we're attempting to raise the bar each and every time that we provide content for you folks. And we hope that that's something that has been able to be realized out there on your end of things. Let us know if you have found that is the case or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Always getting 1% better. Your only competition is you yesterday.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
One
right.
step at a time, right?
That's the concept. That's the idea. Of
Yeah.
course, whether or not that's actually been realized is for you to judge out there in the cyber world, cyber streaming vortex world.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Vortex.
Eventually, we need to get Josh into the vocal booth, singing something.
Yeah, we were thinking we might do a accompaniment to this tune, so this is just Reese singing in there. Maybe we could do like a duet sort of a thing, like on the verses especially, The chorus maybe would be best left with just doubles of her, I suppose. But yeah, we've got every time we do something like this that hasn't actually been released yet, we have an opportunity to use it to demonstrate some things for you, because once it's been released, generally the copyright laws will prohibit us from being able to monetize our video and being able to use it without some restrictions and so forth as a result of copyright laws.
Yeah.
So the fact that we've got this piece here means that we may actually use this piece in a couple more ways before it's officially released and not exclusively licensed by us in our video anymore as a result of such release.
Right. It's kind of just like, we're kind of just like showing what we can do all around, you know. And so what's great is that we do have like other things up and coming. There's a band that plays here every Thursday that is...
Yes, they do have a name now, Burial Sun.
Burial Sun.
Burial Sun is the name of the band.
Nice.
And there are some talented individuals who we look forward to having on the stream soon as well.
Right. The lead singer is superb. So she's like...
Yeah, and then there's a guitarist who's awesome, and there's a bassist who's awesome, and a drummer who's awesome. So
they're all good people, and very talented musicians.
Yeah. It's a feel good. It's just a feel good experience here in Infinity Times Infinity Studios lately. So
right.
That's why we want to have you along for the ride, so that you too may warm your cuckolds of your heart with our warmth and good vibes.
Right.
So thank you, and you're welcome once again.
You're welcome.
All you internet individuals.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're like Maui.
We're like Maui.
We're a little full of ourselves, so you're welcome. You're welcome for how awesome we've made everything. No big deal. NBD LOL. There you go.
Yeah. So are we going to show? Do we want to talk about any of that? You guys want to see any of this?
Really, it's kind
of
of boring, okay? Because what I would be showing you really would be like a screenshot of my screen with a song on it, right? And then I'd be like showing you the insert within Ableton that says external audio. What does it say? External audio effect. And you basically are just routing out of the DAW with that external audio effect, and then back into the DAW through that hardware. So that's probably not that cool to look at, and more something that we wanted to describe.
We always have a fourth screen that's empty.
Yeah, that's the fourth screen that we were showing the video from earlier as well. So that fourth screen. Let me just show you now, right? I'm very powerful, so I can actually move what's in the third screen, and or rather the fourth quadrant there.
There it goes.
And you'll see exactly what I was referring to, right? So
these
that's the Ableton, and this right here is the external audio effect rack. So you'll notice that I've chosen here, I've labeled the SSL Fusion. So as the Fusion goes through that, then we have inserts that are routed out through these channels. Okay, so this is audio 5 and 6, analog 5 and 6, right there.
Right there.
So just as an example, we play this here. We would have going through the insert. If I push the insert button over there, we would have the sound going through the Fusion and then through the Neve and the warm audio bus comp.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. So
we've already showed them all
hardware
that,
pieces.
I think.
We've showed you guys this before.
Okay, so
So
the point of talking about all this and showing you all this stuff is that when we upload the video, the sound of it is going to be different. So once again, that's what we mentioned earlier. We'll mention it again. Let us know after you see the upload, and once you've listened to this on the restream, compare them. Tell me, have I improved or not?
right. So
Did I succeed in making it better, or have I not succeeded in having done so and need to try again?
right, and write it in the comments. I mean, this orange waveform is the one that's already on the video, right? The orange one.
Yeah, the orange one up top is the sound file that I used, and then I fed through here. You can see 5 and 6 selected here, maybe. 5 and 6.
Yeah.
I routed it through there and hit this record. I record armed, and then I hit this record up here, and it went through the hardware, and it created this second track here, the one that I just highlighted.
Right.
So that one you'll notice is a little bit fatter of a worm because I was using hardware limiter. The Rupert and Eve Designs master bus processor has an actual limiter built into it.
Right.
It's a pretty cool piece of hardware. We'll probably do an entire stream on it at some point, as with all the other hardware in there. But we just wanted to talk about it today because it's incorporated into exactly what we've done here. So
Right.
there you go. There's seeing the stuff without having to be bored by me going in there and yapping about it any longer.
We all love seeing you yap, Dan.
Yeah. I know it's disappointing not to have that as a part of your life again today, but
If you would like to see that, please request so in the comments.
if I do it every time, then my trick's not fun anymore, right?
Right.
So
So basically,
but there's my face cam that I would have been in, okay, in quadrant 4, and then here's the more fun quadrant that has moving things in it, so that quadrants without humans in them still are cool for you to see in your eyeballs.
it's fun. That's where the DJ stream is gonna be.
Yeah, that's the DJ cam, so my head will be there, probably in a cutout that shows the screen.
Plus, there's a GoPro image. Up
Yeah,
top,
the GoPro's up top, so we'll have switchability. In fact, the reason why I bought the Feel World that stuff is going through is because it has a hardware slider that I'm going to put halfway through so that I can have overlaid video on my DJ stream.
Cool.
And I think we've already talked about that in one of these live streams as well, right? So we probably don't need to revisit that anymore, but
No.
it'll be cool stuff, even cooler than it is now. And now, I mean, you wouldn't think that it could get any cooler, right? But
But it has.
but here we are.
So
We continue
the monster
still.
of a machine that we've built is getting bigger, and we'll have more videos on that. Thanks for coming to the stream today. Infinity times Infinity Studios. Don't forget to visit the Fishing Vortex. Don't
I
forget
might post eventually.
He might post eventually. I mean, there is a holiday coming up. You know he's going to be fishing.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Going back to that private lake, son.
Don't forget to go to Marisa's channels, okay?
Everything in the
visit
description.
the last video that we had to get those. And thanks for watching. Infinity times Infinity Studios, out.